Now you could redesign the flat door and give the upside down spoon look. Well, I could put them on the roof, but I mean, you're not really going to get many here. It's kind of like a bit rubbish, to be honest. It's a little bit hacky.
Paul Whiteland asked if he could place a microcontroller on your ship.
Wait, what now? No.
Well, he typed it in the chat in game, but obviously you can't see that when you're in the build screen, so.
Beds everywhere. Bunch of those beds anyway. 6 in stock. If you put black beds down, you won't even see them anyway. There you go. Beds. Add 2 more conditions. Door can only move if platform 0. Platform can only move if door is 0. I kind of want something a little bit nicer than that. Because the problem with doing that is it breaks the logic of the microcontroller. Because what will happen is it'll stop pressing the button. It doesn't try to drive the hinge. The hinge is driven by the position of the platform. So you can't wait for the platform to come up and then start moving this. It doesn't work that way. Multiply the rail output by 2 before connecting to the hinge so that the door would open quicker and be open at 0.5. I was thinking about an exponential function, Buzz. I was thinking about, because an exponential function is a curve, right? So that way it wouldn't open. It starts open very slowly and then accelerate towards the end. So the lid would kind of start slowly and then pick up speed until it got to the top. But the inverse wouldn't work, I don't think. I don't know, Baz. In here. I think. They don't want to change that. Y equals x squared might work.
I was so glad when they put buttons on this cage.
Yeah.
The problem with y equals x squared, Luke, is it's fine on the way up.
Their community.
It'll open up.
A crazy thing.
It'll open up slowly, but it'll close quickly, and you kind of want the opposite, don't you? So you want inverse of that.
Other side.
You want it to open quickly, and then
Little buddy.
when it's open quickly to get out of the way. That's what you want.
I could have done up until.
Yeah, but Baz, there's a big difference between a constant multiplier and something to the power of 2. There's a big difference.
Coming up, or
yeah, I'm on.
Like 2x and x squared are completely different things. Bigfoot, thank you for 58 months. Good one, thank you for 3. What's that? You coming up what?
we're going up.
Going up what?
We're doing our missions. Don't worry.
Okay. Let me try and find the function. Can you not do functions without? You have to have a microcontroller.
Oh god. It's a bit shaky.
Yeah, well, the buttons are binary, aren't they? That's the trouble.
Yeah. But I'm
There's
pulling
no
it, you're
linear
pulling it.
movement.
Come on, thing, this way.
Let's see what we
Yeah.
got. Blinker,
Okay, that
capacitor,
counts.
clamp.
Yeah, that's good enough. Like, yeah.
Where's the boat?
This way, I think. Yeah.
Numerical inverter.
Geronimo!
Multiply.
Oh, that
Takes
actually
two
hurt
numbers and
landing in
multiplies them
water.
together.
Really? Wow.
Modulo less than, greater than, divide.
I'm in.
I think I had to put a controller in there just to do this. So open the hatch, then raise the bed once the hatch is fully open.
2.5 fuel left.
It's not quite that simple, man.
Is Whiteland back at Coast Guards?
I'm not sure where he is.
If he's back where we're spawning in, can you ask him to check the fuel level? Oh, he's next to Paul. What's the fuel level at the base, Whiteland?
Press enter for chat, Whiteland.
Should we go and grab 10,000 litres of diesel?
From where? From back at the base?
No, from the
Or
from the
diesel
oil
cell?
refinery.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to top up, actually.
Help if I was going the right way to begin with, wouldn't it?
It usually does, yeah.
Well, the seed for this map is different to mine. So
that's not
I
door
got used
position.
to where all my stuff was, and all your stuff is different.
Right, floor
Yeah,
position coming in,
I
door
recently started
position
one
going
myself.
out, right?
So I've got 3 different seeds to get used to now.
Floor to door. Is what we'll call it.
Right, so we've got 2,000 litres of fuel. It'll go into gear. Wrong one.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Yeah, pretending you
we've
know
got
what's going on
less
to
than
look smart.
2,000
Lol.
litres of fuel. Have we got enough to actually get there?
How much fuel?
No, the speed
than
is not going to make
2,000
any
litres.
difference.
Oh, I don't know.
The position
It's
of
now
this one
1,800.
is driven.
Then
Let me turn this down again. The position of this is driven by the position of this. But what you want to do is like
And like we
add
could
a
grab some
relationship
crude
between
from
the
where we
two, so
just
that
were, but
this
then
one
we've got
gets
enough
out of the
to
way
haul
very
weight and get
quickly.
there.
So as this is going to come up at
What's
linear
closest
speed,
to
right?
us in terms of
You want this one to get out of the way very quickly as it
Well, this
comes up,
Coast Guard's
and then as it goes down, you want it to
get
come back
just to our
down really
west,
late and then
east, sorry.
accelerate. So that is
yeah, that's the last
a curve.
fueling
There's no doubt
source,
about
isn't
that.
it?
That's a curve.
What have we
The only
got
thing is
now?
trying to get the maths right so it does it.
1800 still.
I am in more fuel efficiency but less speed.
Just wondering if we'll make it to spike eggs.
You know when we did fuel efficiency, Paul?
What do you mean?
You know when we clocked a square to a square?
Oh, yeah.
Were you on full throttle 44 knots?
No, at the time if I remember, at the time we were taking a lot of liquid somewhere, so we were only doing 43 knots.
Right, okay. And we were doing about 200 knots a square, or 200 litres a square, wasn't it?
Well, it depends. We're doing a big square, but the big squares change when you zoom in and out. I don't know what zoom level was that. What I had to do was pick a zoom level and then watch it go from one across one big square, and then without zooming, count how many squares there are to destination.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm at the same zoom level you were at.
Well, we're just under halfway there now from the point we started looking at fuel, and we're still only on 1700. So I actually think we would make it to the refining station, but we'll definitely make it to Spike Eggs, and we can refuel there.
Oh,
Even if
that's
it's
true.
1,000.
Yeah, no, I think we're fine.
Baz, I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain
that's
this.
if
A
we stick
linear
with this speed.
multiplication
Shall
is
we-
not going to work
That fuel
Should we
efficiency
blow
because
off-
it won't move the
really
it won't move the
efficient.
door out the way
So shall we
quick enough.
blast
Nor
it
will it delay
to
putting
under
it
a
back.
K of fuel
It
and
will just
then
move
see
in a
what- see
linear
what's what?
fashion.
Yeah, let's just keep
If you
heading in
go
a
quick
general
out, if you get
direction,
quick out the way,
and then we
you'll
can
come
always
quick
turn
back
right into
again
Spike X if we
because
need
it's
to.
linear. You want a curve.
Welcome.
Bruce,
to the
sir.
Nut
Bruce F,
House.
sorry. Welcome to the
Well,
Net
that
House.
fuel burn
PJ,
is
thank you for
real.
26 months. Bigfoot, thank you for 58, sir. Try y equals minus the log of x. What might that do? Is there a website you can go to where you can do this? You know what? I used to have a calculator that would like plot curves based on numbers. That was so useful. Thing is, we want the output value to stay between 0 and 1, don't we? We have an input range of 0 to 1.5. And we kind of want the output to range between 0 and 1. Let's just assume it goes between 0 and 1 anyway. Does Google actually do that now? Wow. Let's have a quick look. The graph for minus log of x.
So we burnt 600 in the space. We were just south of the lighthouse island, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we burnt 600 in that space. So 1,000 will not quite get us there, I don't think, on full speed.
Yeah. That efficiency mode, we would have. I think we definitely would have made it.
No, I think we will make it if I drop this off now, say, at 800.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know in the game how they do liters per minute dial.
There is a fuel burn ratio. Well, actually, there's many fuel burn ratios. Microcontrollers on the work, so you can just install one of those to get a fuel burn, or make one.
He wouldn't have got timed out. Just the he didn't get timed out. He got purged. That's not a timeout.
Whiteland's got a fuel flow meter. He just needs to place it on the ship. Fair enough.
The answer is E equals MC squared. Lol. Why then? How do you tell that thing to adjust the range for the values it plots? You go with that, then the value of 1 reach 3. Does it go up to 1? Reach 1 though. Right, let's go back to Stormworks. What was that function? Fx. Baz, I've already read your message, mate. Wait, why does this take one input? Door position, door position. Have we got? Oh, one's going out, isn't it? That's the input, that's the output. There we go. So we're going to put this through some function. That's what we're going to do. If I want conversions, how do you just do x squared in this? Just put x times x, or is it like an operator? Wait, what was that? Power. There we go. 2x to the power of 2. Wait, where's x gone? Invalid end reached. Alright, x to the power of 2 is fine. If you want it more aggressive, you can put times 2. So that gives you a curve, and then the linear multiplication just squishes the curve in and makes it more aggressive.
Middle.
Yeah.
Right, let's update that. Should probably save this. I don't know what to call this.
Okay. Pipes coming down.
Oh my god, I don't know. Cargo.
Is it the front or the back?
Cargo control.
Top connect.
Middle. Yeah.
Control scale. King. There we go. Rubbish name. Update. Right, let's try it. See what happens.
If you pump it in here, it'll crossbleed.
If we
onto
take the door position,
main
where's the
tank
one that
anyway,
goes to
won't
our thingy?
Oh yeah.
it's
So the
button
one we
over
want to
here
change
somewhere,
is the
isn't it?
one that goes to the hinges,
Yep.
not the one that's
Don't have no
displayed,
pumping
which is
controls over it.
these two
Yeah, I've got
here.
it.
So we want to get rid of that to
And if I
there.
put the crossbleeds on,
Instead, we want to send it.
So it's going from the storage tank into the fuel tank.
yeah.
In position to here. No, that's not right.
Which is, yep, coming up now.
I don't know how much we want to put in, or whether it doesn't actually matter.
What are we doing? We're taking back a load of
And then that goes to the
diesel
hinge, I think.
to put back in the system, aren't we?
That's a horrible feeling I just
Yeah.
wired this incorrectly.
We want like maybe a couple thousand to get home if we're carrying weight.
I wonder if Whiteland would be good enough to go and spawn at the sea
I don't know.
cakes and give us the fuel read in there as well. What's that, sorry? Spy cakes.
I don't know if that's right.
It's 1500. Yeah, I reckon we could get back with a load for $2,000 of fuel.
Yeah, well, I'll put 3 in just to be sure, because full throttle and all that.
I reckon that was out the
We can
way
always
in about
crossfeed
3
back some
blocks.
back into the
I think.
tank if it gets
Yeah, that is true.
problematic. That's 2-2 anyway. 2-3.
Yeah, I'll go 3 in the main and then switch the
Sure.
crossblade off. Whiteland, could you get spy cakes, please?
Close. Very close.
Has much fuel been used there? That's 3, by the way.
Yeah.
We can make it more aggressive.
Not much, but I know me and Puppies had a
You could even
loadout,
make it
but I
cubic
don't think it was
function.
a lot. I just think it was a top up. But
I'd go out the wave more aggressively.
We're the fuel refinery, but we need you to go to Terminal Spy Cakes, which is northwest of the island you're currently on, or Paul's Island.
Terminal spy cakes.
It's on
yeah,
that
no, right.
big chunk of land. And just take a look at the diesel level and tell us what it is. And maybe join the Discord so we can actually communicate with you.
1, 2.
And could you jump to the Coast Guard outpost beginner as well and just
Hang on.
check the fuel level there, Whiteland?
Spy Cakes fuel level should be fine.
Yeah, we don't really like. That's only 2,000 liters in there, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
2.5.
working. We need to change the function a bit.
I mean, it is on the way.
Oh, that's low. Coast Guard usually has
So
10,000.
we need 8,000 for home base. We need 6,000 for Coast Guards. And possibly 2,000 for spy cakes.
Master.
I don't think we need to worry about spy cakes. We can ignore spy cakes.
So just what, 14,000 then?
Yeah, I will do 15 just to be rounded up.
Yeah, obviously that's rough. I'm not taking the digits of the things. I'm just taking the beginning.
What have you got now?
Thanks, Whiteland. 10-4.
Yeah, thanks, Wyland.
There you go. That will do, donkey. That will do. That works. So, like, it's a matter of changing the shape of that curve. Like, x squared gives you a curve, and then if you multiply it by a number, it basically changes the shape of it. It's like, how quickly does it go out? Or how slowly does it go out? That's what's going on there. So, if you have, like, just a multiplied by a number, you get a straight line. You get a linear line. So, the whole thing just starts at one speed and ends at the same speed. It just goes from that to that on a curve. On a graph, sorry, just goes like that. If you have an exponent in there or something like a square factor, you end up with a curved shape. So it'll start off slowly and end slowly. So it kind of eases in and out. Rather than just being boink, boink.
Right, so that's 14-5.
Let's get Whiteland in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh, Whiteland's not in Discord, so I can't drag him down.
No, you can't. I think he wants to nick your boat to put a fuel throw meter on it, I think, but I could be wrong.
I don't know what he wants to do because he's not in Discord. So that is, I think that's the cargo deal done, isn't it?
You on board, Jack? Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Storage doors, storage platform is done. I think I need to rebalance slightly. I was kind of thinking about having a sliding weight and trying to mess around with the PID. I'll just change this a second.
So do you want to go down to beginner before we go to main?
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
So if you see this here, right, you've got a line of weight
was that
blocks
beginner or
there,
was that Coast Guard TT?
and then an empty space. And what I'm thinking is,
What
what if you put that on a rail so you can move the weight backwards and forwards?
With the missions earlier.
And then have a system that has a
Right.
tilt sensor
Me
and then
and,
just basically tries to keep it level, so
Puppy
it kind of
were
moves the
messing
weight
with
around
Coast
depending
Guard
on the
TT
tilt.
the other day. And I'm
No,
not
I don't
sure
know
what
if it's
fuel
going to
was
work or
left
not, but it kind of sounds
I
like a
haven't
fun little
checked.
project. So it just depends how much weight we want to shunt around, really.
See, at this speed, we seem to be burning so much fuel.
You can do the same for the side-to-side roll. Yeah, the side-to-side roll's a bit trickier. I'd have to do that inside the ship, and to do it inside the ship, I'd have to, well, yeah. It depends. If we can give it some movement, we can give it, well, I suppose I could move the lights. It's so hard to see. Oops. So hard to see what's going on here when the hull is black, but I don't know why the game doesn't lights, when you're in the workshop, just illuminate the whole thing. Like, we can push these lights out further and give it more scope, but these are going to be in the way. And this is in the way, so it can't ever go past here. That would limit how much weight.
I'm sorry, he spends more time messing around with that boat than he does actual missions.
Wait, do you want me to come out and do missions?
No, it's fine.
Lol.
Just play with your boat. It's fine. We'll do all the hard work.
I'm making the boat better.
That's a
Tom Sunday, how you doing?
Just better, but better.
It'll work, but you'll be fighting the waves. Well, no, because the PID will do all the work for us.
You know you don't have a PID unlocked, right?
Are you serious?
Did you not do advanced logic yet?
Is there a PID inside the microcontroller?
Yeah, no, if you want... Oh, yeah, if you make your own, you choose a PID that way. We'd do it the naughty
I
way.
mean, we've got 20 research points. You could research advanced logic.
You could,
Right.
but it is all available inside the custom one anyway.
Might push these lights out.
So I work out we're burning about 300 per kilometer, and we've got
fast
4
mode.
kilometers to go in fast mode. Yeah,
Right.
with 15,000 liters of diesel on board.
What is it you're trying to do exactly? Just run a mission?
No, we're just bringing fuel back.
We're bringing some fuel back, but we don't obviously want to run out of fuel ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to do Arctic research?
I think we should do Arctic research.
I think we should too.
Do you not want to do that until we're actually in a position to go to the Arctic, though?
We need to go to the Arctic now.
Can we have some lights on in here, Jack?
Right, what was that
Let me just
connected
start
to?
this research. 10 points. Done. That leaves us with 10 lights.
That goes to that breaker.
There you go. Oh, that's bright.
Oh, that's very bright.
I'm going to turn that off because that hurts.
Where's the dimmer switch?
Paul, while you're changing things, can you make the interior lights a little less dim?
Do you mean a little less bright?
Yeah, I did mean that.
I was going to say they're pretty bright. Which wait, so you don't want it to have it so bright? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, don't. So when you're painting them with the other paint mode, make them one of the greys, and that'll lessen the level of white.
Okay. Like
Just
keel
because
lights.
Or you could paint the interior. Actually, that would work too. It's just that it's bouncing off all the white in here and it's blinding.
Okay.
Up to you.
All right, we'll get rid of them.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly jump over to TT and just check the fuel level, and then I'll meet you at the beginner station.
Change the colour to
just
red.
came
Can
in.
you imagine? Can you
nice.
imagine?
We can do that after.
If white is like that, we just change it to additive and then put it on a very light grey like that. I'll just tone it down a bit.
Yeah, there's an hour and a half timer on that, isn't there?
So that, or we go at, you know. There we go. That should do it. I don't know what it'll look like till I spawn it.
Okay, TT has 7,000 out of its
You don't
normal
actually
10.
need RGB lights unless you want to
So it's
drive
not
it from
too bad
data.
then.
If you just want to set a color,
it'll
then
do
you
for
can
now. We
just
don't use
set,
it
you just
often enough
paint
for
it
it to be a
whatever you
problem.
want.
Like 7,000 is enough to get us out of trouble if we've gone there specifically to get out of trouble, right?
Definitely.
You know, it'd be kind of cool. Have one of these lights in here.
I can hear your engine.
I'm just literally coming around the point now.
Have one of these lights, but then
That's so weird that I can
Paint
hear
it
you coming,
like-
but I can't see you.
I don't know, like a really dark red.
Into vision now, probably.
Nope, still can't see you. I can see your
So
lights,
it's
though.
very, very
Yeah, there
faint.
you are.
You have it so it's very, very faint, and then it's always
Remind
on.
me, does this actually fit in this hole?
What's going on with the cable?
There you go.
It should
Break
fit,
it
yeah.
A.
Happy
The
You
winch
just
change
drive
on the
that
front
from
of the boat
the.
is fully out for me. And it's glitching through the building.
Is it like pointing forwards?
That means
Yeah.
you've always got this like
Cactus
dim
on it.
light.
Yeah,
Exactly, it's like an emergency
I've had
exit
that
light,
before.
but it's always
Weird.
there.
You can either drive in forwards or reverse it in. It's up to you.
Well, I was going to drive it in because I'm already here now.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm caught. Oh, no, we're in.
Yep, you're good.
That didn't work so well.
So we've got 800 litres of fuel on board.
I think it needs to be connected to an always on switch or something. There's nothing to actually turn it on.
Oh, I dropped it.
What if we have?
So we've got 800 litres of fuel on board. If we go full jet towards
That's
the
always
other
toggled on.
base,
Let's do that.
we're going to need 3 times 5. We're going to need 1,500 litres of fuel.
Right.
So if I
That's
put
still not on.
700 in here now, if I put 200 in
The
here
heck, man. Dumbers, thank you for 32 months. Mickey Learjet. Paul, enjoyed the stream. Saw me building the rig. Hope
Okay,
it all gets
cheers.
to your satisfaction. We love the guys' comments and help to one and each other. Cheers to Mickey. Thank you, dude. It was a good build.
And
What am I missing here?
back in a bit. Okay, I'm connected to one of the front ports. So that's the storage tank.
That light
now.
is
Yeah.
connected to this relay.
Right, so I've taken 1,200 litres of fuel, so that's not quite enough to get us there full chat, but should be enough in fuel economy mode.
Okay.
Oh, this is so
Are you
irritating.
Pumping.
Pumping is set to reverse. I need you to turn the actual storage pump on there. As I'm still
Electric
trying to reel
relay
this hose
B.
back in. Let a little too much out.
Comes from the relay battery, so that's always on.
Pumping in now.
I think we're pumping, yeah.
The
6.5.
switch door brake is on.
How much did I let? Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. That will do.
Interior lights
little bit
default
less.
state on.
Oh god.
Yeah, thank you.
So default state of that is on.
7,000. Oh, it stopped.
Yeah, I just flicked it to see if it would increase fuel rate.
Right. Currently, it's about.
Unless, like you say,
2,000,
the switch is actually
2,300
driven.
Yeah,
Like the switch
it's
isn't on unless it's
About
got
the same, it's about right, isn't it?
power to it.
Yeah.
Probably, isn't it? It's probably something like that. So what if then the electric relay state? What if we take the state of the relay? Oh, that's a control signal.
That's 8,000.
Yeah, we've got 12 still in storage, so in theory, we've still got enough to put 8 back at base and have 2,000 left over to go and do the research drone job.
Sounds good.
I did what? Deleted the wrong light.
That's 8.5.
I didn't delete anything.
Is the
Connected
fuel
to the
rate
switch.
still up?
Oh,
Let's have a look.
hang on.
It's, yep, about the same.
Okay.
9,000.
Yeah, 11,000 left in storage.
Wait, 2,100 litres per minute now. So it has gone down a little tiny bit.
We didn't always on switch, don't we?
And now?
Still same, 21.
Oh, okay.
Dropping into the 20s now. And that's it off.
Is that full? That's not right, is it?
9,500. It's not quite 10,000 litres.
Okay.
Hose in. Okay, connected.
We'll do it this way.
So we've got just over 10,000 litres of fuel in storage.
So that worked out perfect.
We've got 1,200 litres in the boat.
Infrared.
So do you want to go and get the research drone and chuck that back, or do we go and refuel, get the research drone, then go back and then refuel.
Where's the research drone?
I can see a light.
It's 4K because we're
Ooh,
closer to
look at that.
the research base where we are here.
Ooh, that's lovely.
It makes more sense.
I
To
like
yeah, Let's
that.
go and get the drone. We'll just have to use economy mode.
You get a nice dim light now.
Well, we've still got we only need 8,000 litres back at base.
You reckon Jack will complain about the
So we've
brightness?
still got like 1,200 litres of fuel left, even if we don't do... reversing sensor. Caution, this vehicle is reversing. Caution, this vehicle is reversing.
Let's go with that.
Long boat to get back.
If you toggle the interior lights off, that light will remain on. Exactly. Because it's an always on light. It's always there so you can see what you're doing. Now this thing needs rotating. The problem is I don't have a space for it. And you can't rotate things. Empty, fill, and release connector. Should really be like that. Yeah, you can move stuff, but you can't rotate stuff. It's really annoying. I could take that thing and I can move it anywhere I want, but it won't let me do that with it. So the way I think this works, it's kind of hard to say which is the top and which is the bottom. Well, you can. You can use the rotate keys with the cut tool. I don't know, dude. I've never actually been able to... Let me try it on this thing. I didn't know you could, because it's not exactly obvious for this tool. Let's find out. So what keys do I press to rotate? Let's say we take this new thing I've put here and try and rotate it. This thing. Okay. So we've got that. How do I rotate that?
18 RPS in the fuel economy mode.
Really?
We're
Hang
only
on.
burning
Cut.
about 70 litres of fuel per kilometre.
No
Whereas at the
way.
full chat mode, we're burning 600 litres of
Dude,
fuel
I had
per
no
kilometre.
idea that was the
300
thing.
litres. Sorry, 300 litres.
Well, I just learned something about this game.
What does the engine RPS say for you?
Awesome, thank you. That's really
Pardon?
useful.
What does the engine RPS say for you?
10.
Right, so
For
in
me,
that
it's
case
jumping
then,
between 1 and 10.
we
No,
take
mine's pretty
this.
constant at 10.
So
Is the cable at the front still bugged for you?
Yeah,
And then
I
cut
wonder
it.
whether you need to reload, maybe.
possibly. But this is what it was doing before. When I was driving, it was running fine. And it was just after Whiteland joined that it started doing that thing where it was pinging the speed. And we lost all of our top end.
Hmm.
I don't know which way up this should go.
Yeah, so on economy mode, we're running...
Are those needles on
Yeah,
empty at this
economy mode
point,
is
or are they on
60.
full? Like, is that
still
right?
at 70 litres per kilometre. And on top speed mode, we're running 300 litres.
I'm going to guess that
Per
the needle
kilometre.
starts off low, right? So that's probably what we want. It's not really obvious, honest. You're not joking, it's not obvious. Right, if we paste that back in, clear that, because I want to get this switch down here. I want that button there. I'm going to move that over there. So the release connector is next to that thing. I'm going to paste that there. And then we just have to merge that all in. And then put some more blocks back.
Oh, it's on the surface.
Awesome. We're going to want the rear connector.
Do you think we're actually going to hook that up? It's on the surface, isn't it? So
Yeah. The last I saw, the connector is surface. Just turn the connector on the drone. See if I can drag it around. Oh, it's actually dragging itself around. Like it's homing onto the connector.
yeah, calling hacks.
What
There we
is
go.
going on? They don't usually magnetize from that
So
level.
you've got empty and fill, which is kind of intuitive.
What?
And then you've got the
Buckle
release, which
forward
is
and
next to that.
left. There you go. I'm calling hacks.
Yeah, what is going on with that?
I'm quite happy with the breaker being down there, to be honest.
That's
I kind of like
issue.
breakers being out the way, but
What's that?
if we move it, I mean, we
Like
could
a
put it
ladder.
here, I guess.
And it's
But then I'd
put
kind of
me
want it over there as well,
inside the
which I
hull.
could move because
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not using
what I
that, I
can
don't
see.
think.
I'm
Do you want me to not move
That one's
and you
dead
can
as well,
reload?
isn't it? So we could get rid of that.
next to the engine.
Yeah, why don't you?
I'm in a compatible space, so it won't take me outside of this.
What
I'm not actually glitched into it. I'm running around in here. There's enough space for me to stand properly.
What
Go
if
on then,
you
we'll do it.
quit and I'll move forward slightly?
Well, I could just jump to another place. Where are you going to? You're going to that island, aren't you?
Researcher.
So I can go back to
Got
TT,
that.
and that's just below the research island.
Okay. Engine starting. Mind yourself.
Yeah, I'm out of there. So when you're done dropping off the drone, you can just come back over and pick me up.
Do that with it.
Now it's who's sitting around while somebody else is doing a mission, eh? Hey?
Hey,
Well,
hey,
it's not exactly
hey.
my fault, is it?
See, Paul woke up for that.
It's a little bit fiddly, this thing. Like, it gets the job done, but it's incredibly fiddly. There we go. Got that. Move it up 2 notches. Paste it. Clear. Merge. Block. Paint. Job done. It's a bit tidier. My only annoyance now is the gap here is so small. It's very hard to see what's going on. KTL Rob Powell, thank you very much. Welcome, guys. Whoops. Thank you for the raid. I devised to buy an early access simulator called
For a second
Reentry.
then I thought,
I've
what
seen
are you
that.
drinking?
So what?
With when the raid came in, it was like, was Paul drinking? Hang on.
Okay. What else do we need? We've got that in place. We've got the needle move around. Was there something else? Maybe that one was going to rotate. What does that do? Fill pump, empty pump. Pump ballast.
Are sharks enabled, Jack?
I think they are.
Yes.
That's okay.
I did enable them, but I've never seen one.
I've seen them when we've played before. They have been nerfed quite a bit.
But it was just, I didn't know if you wanted to swim like 100 meters out from the TT island and we'll do a speeding fly past to pick you up.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I'm heading for you anyway. I might as well. There's like an hour and 15 left on the timer.
Okay.
I'm going to move this. See, I think the whole thing can actually go back that way as well. I don't think any of this
On my screen, you're over at the pickup location still.
is necessary.
No, I'm like a kilometre away from TT.
Right.
Sure, you don't want to reload?
We shove it
will, 'cause you're
that
5K
way and then
away from
further
it.
along. It's that way there's more space here. Don't break the fill lines. We will break the fill lines, but I'll have to just reroute it slightly. Because at the moment, yeah, like you say, it goes straight down that pipe. We're going to have to, like, do a joint. Okay, so I reckon it can
Right.
go...
Are you here?
You cut that. And push it back one.
Yes, I can see you just coming up to the jetty now.
Creates a bit more space, and then
Oh, there's a jetty. I forgot about that.
You're
go
fine.
like 3 that way.
You'll miss it. Just. What? Hang on. What?
Oh, that was close.
I grabbed the ladder and I insta-died.
Really?
Okay.
I've just respawned back up in the lighthouse, so I'm coming back down. Something about those ladders is...
Is there a reason to get a sound card
messing
just for
with-
gaming now or days, or is onboard sound good enough for gaming needs? I guess that depends how good your motherboard is. Really. I use a dedicated sound card myself. Right, we're going to paste that back. And then merge it. Go
Hey, I
back
didn't
to
even need the
selection
ladder.
grid.
Glitch myself up the side.
Clear
Okay.
the contents.
Okay, I'm in.
Bring the grid over here. Cut that and then line it up. Then we need to fill this, fix this problem here.
Are you ready to disconnect that back thing?
Yep. Keep looking for the button for that door.
Whenever you're ready.
It was good. That's 9 more research points.
Then a straight pipe.
We're going to make this.
We've got 8 minutes left on that Arctic research.
Wait a minute, I've moved it back a square, haven't I? Lol. Okay, so we have a 90-degree pipe block. Oh my god.
Cool, that is close.
It's a cameraman. Right, put a 90-degree pipe block like this. And then a 90-degree pipe block like that. Fill that back in.
So correct me if I'm wrong, we've got 9,000 in storage.
Who are you talking to?
Jack.
Yeah.
So there's 9,000 in storage. We've got 800 on board. We've got 6K to do, so we're not going to make it on full speed, which is fine.
Is that right?
But we could probably crossbleed 1,000 if we needed to. But I think that's only if we want to get there on
Is that
full
right?
speed. So
You've got to
I'm happy
move
do
it
in normal
one
stream
backwards on the other
in
side. Is
economy mode.
that not mirrored?
yeah, so when we get to 500 fuel, I'll knock
hang
it
on.
down.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Right, let's
As much as it's
clear,
nice traveling at 40 knots.
let's clear that. And then we'll just cut it. Shove it back a block. Okay, that looks better. Okay, I think that's right. All look good. It's a bit more space.
Yeah, so Jack, you know I was despawning
That's-
on your speedboat.
That's a bit better.
I've done a
Keep the deck
complete.
clear.
I've ripped everything out of the app data Roman folder and done an uninstall and a reinstall of Stormworks, and it seems to be all okay.
Check this lighting out now.
That's weird.
So you seem to be having the very slippery slope of issues that I was having.
Yeah, it's not as
Just
crazy
before,
bright.
'cause, like, my Stormworks install hadn't been done since it was installed originally when it was
I've
released.
never managed to hit the
Yeah.
paint the doors,
the
Baz.
game itself
Honestly,
runs fine. It's just the desync on
I don't know which spot you need to
on a
hit, but
P2P connection.
if I put it on
I
additive
think is
mode,
what I'm getting.
get that color there. So using that color. I don't know which part of the door we need to hit. I'm clicking all around though, and I can't get it. Paint from the inside with the regular paint tool. Ah, nice. There you go. Yay. That's better. Amazingly wonky coding. Oh my god, all these little hacks. Nice. So now we can paint that as well. I could leave it white. Yeah, orange looks better.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Hmm. I like that. P Bracing or PB Racing, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome to Now's PB. Thank you. All right. That looks good. Wanted to put an anchor on it. We've already got kind of an anchor anyway. I figure instead of having this connector back here for towing things, we can probably just put like one of these winches maybe. Or I could just take this whole thing and put it at the back. Maybe, can you have a double connector on there? If you put two blocks on it, could you have like two different connectors?
I love Big 30's comment.
What, Moonpool?
Moonpool would be a good, nice feature.
That's doable, but you have to get it just right.
Clear that. This is going to take a chunk of the ship with it, I think, if I'm not careful. It's going to take that bit though. That's fine. We can fix that. Right. We'll take that around. Not so happy with that. Why is it not happy with pasting that? Is that because these are the control surfaces? Yeah, I need some blocks underneath, really. They're control buttons, aren't they? This whole thing can go anyway. Oh, it's outside the build area. Ah. Oh no. That's a problem.
Just move your boat forward.
Oh wow, we've gone underwater.
Yeah, I'm glad that's the same for you. Like high wind storm trying to get this into a dock, yeah.
I'm gonna go and grab the old connector.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, just bring it straight up to this edge.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Get rid of
Trust
that.
me.
When you're able to, bring it straight up to this edge.
Slowly creeping up.
Something like that should do it. You didn't copy it, I haven't pasted it yet.
Right, that should hopefully do.
Yeah, it should be good. Let's get that cable.
Do you have scuba gear on?
Shouldn't do anyway.
Okay, there's a set missing.
Ah. Weird. Maybe Watton's right?
Set of scuba gear missing.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this without losing it over the side. No, no, doesn't want to do it.
Oh man, I left that behind. Oh well.
Just need that tide to raise us up, and I can grab.
We're moving a lot.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Don't spawn, Paul.
Oh god.
Okay. Did you say spawn?
No.
Yes, I said spawn, yes.
I can't even get up. There we go, I'm up.
Get rid of that.
Okay, I'm going to pull that hose in a little bit.
Well, it's just everywhere for me. Like, it's not even...
Yeah. I'll do that in a sec. Let's try and get this hose aboard quickly.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Here we go.
Okay. Right, so I'm wondering if you can put...
That's gone quite bad.
You
It's
are...
coming.
Oh,
This is
you
basically a
like
winch,
coming.
isn't it? So in theory, I can
Here
just
it
put
comes.
blocks on the end, right?
Hey, I did it.
That'll do.
I did the world's
I presume I can
slowest
just do
fall.
that.
Right, pumping.
And then... like a
Yeah,
mag.
we're filling.
Put a mag all there like that.
While we're waiting.
Yeah, I'm drowning.
That is some stormy sea.
And then on that one, put a small connector. Fluid connector, small connector.
Are you reeling the hose in a little bit?
Yeah, I am, and I'll reel
So you got both
in too,
options,
'cause you're
right?
floating away.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly,
we
Baz.
get
That was the other
that
reason
too.
for doing it. So I needed to get space for the crane.
about now.
So that's why
Yeah,
this
there you
is
go.
like an anchor
And I'm gonna cut
stroke
the hose.
replacement for the
Cut the
connector.
hose,
So if we need
cut
to
the
drag
bolt.
something, we can do it with this. If we need to
Yeah,
anchor,
put a
we
bit
can do it
more
with
in.
this. That was the thinking.
Yeah, off.
Oh, off. There you go.
Another little in out. Out or in. Yeah, that should do it.
I don't want to get too close to the edge, just in case a big wave hits you. It's 20,000 in the tank.
Make sure you logic it. Well, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
we've
get the
got more
design
than
right.
enough.
Then we'll get the power in. Electric B. So this is electric A is wired from main breaker, and then this is a relay for this stuff. So if this is on, power these two, and then we may need multiple switches here. What do these do at the moment? Winch down, connector, winch up. So like connector's not enough
Sorry
now.
to interrupt, Paul.
Yeah.
Have you fixed the dial on the storage tanks?
Yes.
Okay.
When you say fixed, you mean
Put in a correct orientation rather than it reading from left to right. Yeah.
that was so last century. That was done
That's
ages
okay.
ago.
I'm not. I'm doing missions, man. I'm not concentrating on what you're doing.
Right, we want to winch up and winch down, and then we want two connector buttons. We want to like group them together, really. And that's a connector lit. I don't know if we can actually join the indicator, or is it that one? That can't be driven by two different things, can it? So we're going to need... Yeah, it's going to need its own connector button. Nah, they're just part of the team, dude. So, a button and an indicator for each of the connectors, and then an up-down for the winch. That's what we need. I'm going to do the connections in a sec, Burns. We need two of these now, basically. Just thinking about the design. I think what I might do is put symmetry back on a sec. Might have an indicator there like that. I wish that wasn't too wide. I wish that was like 3 wide. So annoying.
Symmetry's ruined, right?
Mm-hmm. Hashtag ruined.
You could always put a rotary dial in, couldn't you?
I like having the number though, because it tells you how far which winched out, and that's really useful. Like, actually, it's not so bad, because what I might do is I might put a distance sensor next to it and show you how far it is to the floor surface, and that'll be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
So if we cut that out of the way and move it up and back one, paste it there, merge it in.
Well, that's 26. It's weird because the small 10,000 litre tanks are about 500 litres under, and the 25
Right, that's you full.
does 1,000 over.
Yeah, so I've got 700 litres still left.
Okay, you want to detach? Hosing in. And the hose is in. Do we have a mission?
No, we don't.
Do we want to sleep for one?
Well, we could sleep through to get rid of this storm for one.
Yeah. Paul, you good with a sleep?
Let me save.
Yeah, don't spawn your ship in.
Oh, you was about half a second on time with that.
Well, actually, if he spawned his in, it wouldn't affect ours because it's not quite in the bay.
Have you got a fuel in this?
We've got 800 litres of fuel, 900 litres of fuel in it.
In it?
In it.
Right, I'm in bed, bruv.
If Paul's ready for his new one to be brought out.
I'm in bed as well, bruv.
Just coming to the bed now.
Okay, on the indicator. You could do, but you still need 2 buttons, so you might as well have 2 indicators, and then you know exactly what you're getting for your money.
We didn't kick off research.
Yay!
Hang on. What do we want?
So what I'm going to have, we're going to have a display that shows how far
If
it
you
is to
want
the floor,
trains,
and then
we could do,
another display that shows how far the cable's out.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
And then a button for each of the connectors.
We've got 19 points, so we could always just save it for now and do another mission.
Sorry, an indicator light for each of the connectors and 1 button to release. I think 1 button can drive both.
Yeah, it wasn't. We did jets, didn't we? So.
The anchor needs constant power so the master brake
I think
gets the
trains
anchor
is
doesn't
a good
disconnect.
thing to work towards, and then that's a good introduction into the Arctic. And moving
Good point, Baz.
moving fluids around with trains is a good bet for cash. And there's some good
I'll
train
change that
missions
now.
as well.
Come on.
Okay.
Alright, we're sleeping. There we go.
All right.
Rig inspectors, not rig persons.
Did you want to spawn in your new one, Paul, or is it not quite ready yet?
Well, that's why I asked if you've got fuel on board. I mean, I've got like another 5 minutes work to do, but the problem is if I go on the bench now, you need to keep that out of the way, otherwise it'll spawn it in.
Yeah, this should be out of the way.
So, hang on a second.
Right out of the build bay.
Well, it says return to workshop for me.
I mean, there's only like a marginal amount of fuel in
Well, I'm just trying to work out the compliance inspectors are 2k away, and then we've got to take them 6k away. If we do fuel efficiency mode, we should have enough fuel to go and do that with what's left in here.
Think so?
Yeah.
With 800? Wow.
Biggie size, thank you for 3 months. Jules, welcome back, mate. Thank you,
let's give it a
Watchtower, for
try
gifting
then.
us up
If
to
not,
Jules.
I think we'll make it there. I don't necessarily think we'll make it back, but if it's empty of fuel, we can just despawn it anyway, right?
Yes, that's true. So
Right, we're going to take this one. Sorry, Paul.
That's fine. If I press E on the workbench here, I'm just concerned. So yeah, I think you should leave.
Let's get some lights going. There we go. We can see now. We are.
See ya.
See ya.
It'd be so fun if this just disappeared out from under.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm waiting for it. Yeah, so the compliance inspectors are just at this island, aren't they? So.
Okay, so we've got cable length, decimals disabled. We've got
We've got to do some cliff scaling to get there, haven't we?
seabed,
Oh yeah, it's that island.
decimals disabled. We've
Yeah, that
got
one.
winch
That one?
up,
Yeah, no.
winch down.
We are best on the north side as close as we can to it,
Then
just here.
got a feeling that's
Yeah,
currently
I
the
think this
winch
is the
up. So
lowest
what's that
point
doing?
Somewhere on the left there.
Yeah, straight ahead or.
Okay, so the
I
winch up
can't tell,
cable up is
honestly.
being
Maybe
driven
a
by
bit more
that
to the left,
currently,
I
so
think,
that will go to
maybe.
here instead.
I think I have loaded and offloaded from this.
Cable
bit,
down will
seriously.
go to here.
Okay.
The data for
because it's all very black for me still.
the
Oh, it's middle of
length
the
is
morning
there.
tomorrow.
Sensor we haven't put on yet. These are no
Yeah,
longer
they should be good,
required. That's the relay, so we need to leave that alone. Why are you not copying that? There we go.
There's 2, isn't there? So I should come up and carry one as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll carry and follow. Helps if I actually set this as active.
And let's put that there. So which way round are these two?
Yeah, one's already stopped.
That's the mag, isn't it? The mag's on the starboard side.
She was right behind me, and then she suddenly
So I've
lagged
got
back.
mag connector, default state off.
This way, Jack.
Mag connector.
Not this way, that way. This way.
This will be the small connector. This will be the small connector, like that.
Right, I'm actually carrying this one yet.
What else do we need here?
Oh, I see the boat now.
Out. Got a sprankle.
See if I can get on the ladder without dying. Oh, I can. Alright, they've got their own little shed now, haven't they?
Connected. So that connected is going to go to that indicator light.
Awesome.
That connected is going to go to that indicator light. This button is going to
Good to go.
drive that connector. This button is going to drive that connector.
Happy anniversary,
Jump some
Nutter.
cake. Fill it in. Teddy, thank you for 30 months. Mr. Refrick, I love how normally people complain that on Sunday Night Trucking config takes an hour. The boat config takes days and nobody complains. Lol. That's because the objective there is to go driving, right? I don't know. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind some cake, actually. Okay. We need the distance sensor, which is this one. So this needs to go on the bottom of the hull, and it needs to point downwards. Like, come on, like that. Get the logic for that. That sensor there, if that feeds to this thing, that will then display how far the seabed is. So then if you're like in some water and there's something on the bottom of the water you need to get, that says 25, you know you need to reel that out 25. That's how far you are. And also that sensor is useful later. If we want to do hydroplane stuff, we need to know how far we are off the ground, or even if if the distance gets too small, you can have a proximity buzzer go off. So you can have it like, you know, warning, gonna run aground kind of thing. Are you not using a laser sensor? I don't even know if I have laser sensor unlocked. Laser distance sensor. It's a sensor with a maximum range of 2,000 meters. The reading can be read from the sensor's number output and measured in meters. 1 meter equals 4 blocks. They're $100 each, dude. What's the advantage? Is it just... What's the advantage over the normal
He
distance
says with
sensor?
166,000 in the bank.
But... It sees 8 times further. How far do you think the water's like? 250 meters depth. I think the laser's probably not needed for a seabed scan, is it? 250 meters down? I don't think we're ever going to get a mission like that. The winch doesn't go that far. I think the winch only goes like... Hang on.
Winch is 100.
It's a large winch and it's 100 meters.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
huge winch is 500 meters.
Yeah, it only goes 100 meters. So it's fine. We don't need it. That's all I'm going to do though. I grab one of them. Put that here. Right, the kill electric light comes off that. Now the power, as Baz said, the power to these connectors shouldn't really be driven off that. It should actually be driven off the...
This us?
Should be.
Awesome, awesome.
electric relay B. Which is that?
Sorry, I'll grab a Jack.
I wasn't sure if you'd grabbed the other one because it disappeared just as I was hitting the E key. I didn't think I'd held it down.
Thing
long
is,
enough.
Baz, it's all very well driving them off the power, but you kind of need to drive the switches off the power as well, don't you? Because if these... Wait, is this a toggle? If these toggles aren't powered, they're going to release.
There we go.
So you need to drive the whole thing. You need to drive these indicator lights in the same place.
Right, now we can get that heavy vehicle stuff researched.
Especially
Which
to
is
use the
on the
anchor, which would be this one, the mag one. You would absolutely have to drive it from
Which I'll do now.
Yeah,
that and that.
We've
that
got
and
6
that.
kilometers and only 350 liters of fuel.
And that way,
at
at
60
least they're
liters
always...
per kilometer. I'm not going to make it.
That way they, you know, the power switch and the
How much fuel have
display
we got left, did you say?
and the connector is
350?
drawing
I
from the
don't know,
main
around
battery. You
350, we might as
can't
well sell it all
disconnect
back.
it. That way you have an anchor.
Yeah.
350 is a negligible amount.
This,
You take a
this.
boat and I'll just spawn. Oh, well, my game will crash.
well, I just heard something near my end, like Whiteland did something.
That was me.
Oh, okay. I assume you guys were away and therefore it was Whiteland.
No, we spawned back. We didn't have enough fuel to return, but we'd done the mission, so.
I see.
Actually, there is something here that I think Whiteland is trying to give you.
What do you mean?
So if you finish what you're doing, come out of the spawn area, but don't spawn your boat, there's like a block sitting on the side for you.
Okay. I think that's all connected.
No, Jack. No.
Loading back up now.
Okay, Whiteland's just thrown that block in the water. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Okay. What am I looking at?
So now in the sea, on the floor bed down here.
Wow, this water's shallow. It's broken, says Whiteland.
Alright. Well, it was more the block that I was thinking about, White, than from a point of view of damaging the ship.
Your anchor still connect back to the relay. I thought I fixed that. What about the power? Oh, you mean that one? It wouldn't actually affect anything. It would still get power, but yeah. No, they don't stream. And you could connect the winches together and make the winches go further down. What, you mean a winch on a winch?
Yeah, that's been done before. Connect, when they didn't have huge winches and you used to have a mission for 500 meters down, you used to put 4 or 5 large winches on top of each other, connect them all to the same button to pale out, and then they'd go down exponentially one after the other.
Right, can I spawn this?
Yep, base clear.
Okay.
Welcome back, Nutter.
It's showing like 4 or 5 meters down to the floor. It's so shallow here.
Yeah, I'd say that was about right.
Wait, why does that come on? That should not come on. They should come on, but that should be dead. Something ain't right there.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
I shouldn't even have power.
I don't think they were actually on, Paul. You were just
Wait.
pressing the button.
The winch
No, they were
relay
lighting
is
up,
always
weren't
on.
they?
Where does the winch relay go back to?
Welcome back, Jack.
You still not spawned it in yet? Come on, I want to see this new boat.
Okay, that's powered by the master
I wanna see the
breaker.
upgrade.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm being an idiot. Right, that's fine. That goes to the...
It's not the same without the squirrel rescue sign over or the lighthouse.
Okay, that's fine. All good. Right, looks like it's doggo time. Right, who's going first? Right, Doily. Have a look what we got here for you. Bonus one on the floor. Let's get that pencil. Come on, Doily. Oh. Here he goes. Here he goes. Come on, pal. Wants he pop in and say hi? Get it? I think you've got it. Unless you knocked on the floor. Pippa's grown fast. Low. Actually, she has. We took her to the vet 2 weeks ago. She was 2.5 kilos. She's now 3.9. In 2 weeks, she's put on 1.5 kilos. That's going some.
Want some cake?
Biggie size squirrel. We're glad to send you some leftover cake from my daughter's 2nd birthday party today. But I doubt it would be any good by the time it got to you from the US. I think you're right about that.
Aw.
Thank you, Biggie. Happy birthday to your daughter. Right, you gotta go down. Let's get the pipster on. Swap the snacks. Bring in the puppy snacks. Come on. Oh, there you go. There she is. For some reason she likes standing up. It's adorable, yeah. There you go. She's also a lot whiter and cleaner. Following in Dole's footsteps. Does she prefer Smackos? No. What? Oh yeah, Rome. She's discovered the joy of digging the garden. Okay. She does that. Right, that's your lot. No more. Nope, can't have any more. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Thanks for dropping by. Get you down.